Francisco Vargas and his manager Ralph Heredia up here. As Robert said so eloquently, if this is the first fight of the triple header, this is going to be a tremendous show. You have two guys like Stephen Smith and Francisco Vargas. Francisco Vargas is not in a bad fight ever, and being in 2 Fight of the Year fights back to back, I mean, this is going to be a great way to kick off the triple header. I want to bring up now, this is going to be for the vacant IBF 130-pound title, also represented by someone that we do a lot of business with, Mr. Honda and Taken Promotions. I want to introduce Kenichi Ogawa, and Nobu will translate for Kenichi.
皆さんこんにちは。定見プロモーションの小川健一です。
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kenichi Ogawa from Taken Promotions.
今回呼んでくれた HBO トムさん、定見プロモーションの皆さんに本当に感謝します。
I'd like to first thank all the people that made this possible. HBO, Taken Promotions, Tom Waffler, and everyone.
僕は日本から負けに来たわけでも観光に来たわけでもなくて、チャンピオンになって日本に帰りたいと思います。
I'm not here as a tourist. I'm here to win. I'm not here to lose. And I'm going to go home as a champion.
で、土曜日は期待して見に来てください。応援よろしくお願いします。
Please expect a great fight on Saturday, and I would appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kenichi. This is exciting times when you have 2 guys like this being able to fight for an IBF world title. It's really, this is what they aspire to, and having a platform like this on HBO to broadcast this type of fight is tremendous. With that, it's ironic. It shows you the international flavor of this show. The only American on the show here in Las Vegas. I want to bring up also someone represented by someone who I've known for a long time, Lou DiBella, who I've known him since the early days when he was at HBO. Lou was one of those guys with a lot of vision, and he put on Kevin Kelly, the first fighter that I ever worked with on HBO. Kevin had some tremendous fights. He's actually going to be, he lives in Vegas, and he's going to be doing the international commentary for this show. So I'd like to bring up Alex Dumbroff, representing DiBella Promotions, to introduce Tevin Farmer.
Hey guys, how are you? First off, on behalf of DiBella Entertainment and Lou DiBella, I just want to thank a lot of our partners on this show. First off, Triple G Promotions and Tom, Roy Engelbrecht, Golden Boy Promotions, Zanfer Promotions, Matchroom Promotions, and then our co-promoter on this IBF World Title fight, Tekken Promotions, Nobu, Akemi, and of course, Mr. Honda. This was probably one of the fastest world title fights ever made. I think from the moment the IBF ordered it to the moment it was made, I'm not sure a full day had passed, and that was only because of the time difference between here and Japan. I want to speak real quick, even though it's not our fight. I want to speak really quick to the main event really quick, because I think it's just telling. Orlando Salido and Mickey Roman, is there like anyone who doesn't think that this isn't an awesome fight? Like it's not an HBO main event level, worthy fight? Salido has 10 losses and Roman has 12 losses. And the reason I bring that up is because Tevin Farmer was basically written off as a fighter when his record was 7-4-1. Like that was, he was an opponent, right? I mean, that's what he was, and that's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate thing in boxing because a lot of times we're made to believe that undefeated records are all that matter. But really, when you look back in the history of boxing, this sport's been made by people who took their lumps early on, who took losses early on, who were committed to getting better, who were committing to improving themselves as a fighter, and who didn't let losses get in the way. And Tevin's a perfect example of that. He started his career 7-4-1, and now he's won 18 fights in a row, and here he is fighting on HBO. And every step of the way, I've known Tevin for a couple years now, every step of the way, even when he was fighting for a few $1,000s in club shows in Philadelphia, he would say, I'm $1 million fighter. Right? I think he told me that, him and count how many times Tevin told me, I'm $1 million fighter. I'm a world champion fighter. And he believed in himself, and he didn't just believe it, he worked his ass off, and he got to this stage. And now he's one fight away from being a world champion, and then one fight after that from doing really incredible things. So before I bring up Tevin, I just want to thank a couple other people involved in this promotion. Of course, HBO, Peter Nelson, great friend of DeBella Entertainment, the IBF, Daryl People, Lindsay Tucker, Annabelle Miramontes, Linda Torres. They're an organization that believed in Tevin, another organization that believed that someone could sustain a couple of losses and be worthy of a world title opportunity, and he most certainly is worthy. And I feel compelled to mention the sponsor, Tecate, even though we don't really have anything to do with them, because about 10 years ago I was in London, and there was an inflatable bottle like that with arms. There was a guy in it taking pictures. So I lined up to take pictures with the inflatable bottle, and as I got to the front of the line, he was going on his lunch break. So I got in the inflatable bottle and took pictures with Torres for about a half hour. So that's my Tecate story. Beyond that, again, just want to thank everyone for having us here. It's a great opportunity. Of course, all the best to Kenichi and his team and Mr. Honda, but here he is from 7-4-1 to 25-4-1, Tevin Farmer.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming out. I want to first thank everybody, HBO first. I want to thank HBO, Peter Nelson, and everybody that got something to do with this and put the show together to make it happen. Saturday night is a big night for me. Something I've been working so hard for. Like my boy Alex said, I was written off for years, but I never cried, I never complained. I fought for little money, even though I know I deserve, which we all think we deserve more, but we actually got to earn it. And I knew I had to earn my spot. No amateur background, 16 amateur fights. Started boxing at 19 years old to tearing my bicep in the second round of April and fighting 9 rounds with it to getting shot in my hand in July. Saturday, I will be world champion. I know Kenichi Ogawa, I watched this film, and I know he's coming to win. He's a strong fighter, but I'm Tevin Farmer, and I'm here to make it look easy. I also want to give a big shout out to my team for backing me up. Rasheen Jefferson, Raul Rivas, and etc. It's a lot of people. A big shout out to them. And Saturday, I will be a world champion. Thank you.
I mean, as Alex so eloquently said, you have a fighter fighting against the odds, no amateur or limited amateur experience, has a record 7-4-1, what DeBella Entertainment has done, getting 18 wins in a row. Tevin working his way into the position of fighting for a world title, against the odds. That's really the epitome of the sport of boxing, really giving fighters an opportunity to become world champions and display their talents on HBO. And again, we have to thank Peter Nelson for putting this fight on. This is the only world title fight on the show, but it's going to be a tremendous matchup. You see Onishi, he's ready to go. I know representing Japan, he has a lot of honor on the line to win a world title, and all the odds that Tevin Farmer fought against to get to this point, they both really want this. Alex, I don't know, I've never been inside a Tecate bottle, but I'm sure a lot of people wish that these bottles were full of Tecate instead of air. But we want to thank Tecate as the title sponsor. We recently